All right, welcome to Let's Make a Thumbnail. Maybe I should have put some music to it. Oh well. Um. So how do I go about making a thumbnail? Well, like this. Welcome to GIMP 2 point whatever. And yes, this is of course all in German. And yeah, so what do I do? Well, I have lots and lots and lots of planes going. Got all the different objects, usually as a plane. I started with several different layers for the island, sea layer, beach layer, and all the stuff. Eventually, I just put that together, and it is quite a bit bigger than the screen, so I can use it for, oh, let's see here. We have something more on the beach. We have something more in the village. I will make this even bigger and I will add more village for things to come. Also, there's the underwater thing. Yeah, that's how it looks, and with some general cropping. Yeah, that's there. So what do I do? I usually look through the episodes, see what happens, and then I usually just take my fox, my basic fox. Oh yeah, I need to. Okay, we have a cute basic fox that is unsure what to do. That's why his tongue is sticking out. He's thinking very hard about things. Right, so yeah, all of these I drew, and then again I just have all the. I need to set these, of course, to visible, as well as the as well as the title. I also need to change this a bit because for some reason uh, the thumbnail, uh, what's it called? YouTube cuts the thumbnail in the middle of the thing. Actually, it shouldn't do that. It should display the whole thumbnail. But somehow it does not like the top of the thumbnail. I'm not quite sure why, but I'm too lazy to figure it out. So, yeah. Right. Anyway, so what I of course didn't do is watch the last episode that is up for a thumbnail. So I'll just set this up and meet you in a second. Right, now in the background I have the video open and I look at this and great, it's episode 17, the one where I die all the time due to the fucking bloom and this very strange way it sometimes is. You can pick it up as a item. Sometimes it just sits on the ground. Yeah, that's fun. So probably we will have a burning fox as the thumbnail. So let's. let's see. So that's actually the wrong window. So now what do we need? We will need the fucking bloom. So let's think. So let's put in the tent. The tent with the burned in hole, because yeah, continuity. I did not yet. Oh, there's actually, if you look right there, I was very sloppy in erasing stuff. So let's go to the eraser and let's just take away this. Good. Then back to grabbing tool. No, I do not wish to grab the background, so you go there. So that will happen a lot. So just put it somewhere out of the way as a background to the thing. So let's see. Our kiln is like approximately the size of the fox, and I think I will use the kiln. So we copy it, we paste it, we name it something appropriate. So then we switch off the original kiln, and now we have the bloom. And yeah, I think this in a hole is a bit too dark. So what? Let's look at the video. The bloom is more kind of a let's see. The bloom actually has more the brown thing. Also, I need to add a new window that is captured. No, not that. This. We will need to see this as well. Great. Wonderful. Now you can actually see which colors I'm choosing. Yeah, that's of course a separate window. Good. So now there are some I could do with just cutting and stuff, but I'm way too lazy for that. So let's get a refractory brick color, and then we will just zoom in a bit, make the thing much smaller, and yeah, make it a bit harder. We will need to cut a bit, because I do not want to mess up certain parts of this. I do want to keep the firebox the way it is, so we use the lasso tool, and now if I draw, it will just draw within this part, and that is a really quick way to just fill in the parts that we want. So then we just, to preserve the nice black lines we have going there, we will do the same on top. We don't care about window because of course the refractory the bloom does not have an opening here. So, and we do. So now we are of course faced with the very interesting task of getting rid of this. How was this done? This is usually why I don't do this, because I regularly forget. Oh, not that. How to get rid of this? Yeah, just use a marking tool. Put it anywhere. So what we need to do is, of course, you don't see this on the thumbnail, but I do like cleaning up this stuff a bit, so we clean this up. Also, let's just do this manually. I do this with quite a few strokes, because if I miss something, I can just Control Z it, and then bam, it's done. So let's have a little look at the refractory thing. It has a light gray mortar lining, so we will just draw in those. Right. Why are the instruments of our doom such beauties? So let's just block that in, like that, like that. I try to keep the angles, but this is pretty much cartoony, so yeah. Then just basic brickwork. I try to have those not line up, but have them have the bricks. I put in the illusion of the bricks having a slight offset. So, and there's that, and that, and that. And just like that, we have a bloomery. So if we are being, of course, cheeky, we can just make this color a bit darker and give every brick a slight shadow line. You can do this, you don't have to. I usually do because I come from miniature painting and I am very much a perfectionist in that, which is why my output of wargame miniatures was or is really, really slow. But all right. So let's just get like that, and now we have the basic bloomery done. So, but we overdrew the out layer, and I don't want that, so I just take black and make this even smaller, and we just paint over these slightly. Again, this is for the thumbnail. This does not have to be too good because all the details I put in, you probably won't see them on the thumbnail. But again, I'm a perfectionist. So let's get rid of this smoke. Again, I'm in the layers, so only do that. So now we need some flames coming out of the bloomery. So, and that's a bit. Also, I want to make it a bigger size, so like 30 pixels more and change height. Yeah, that's good. So we have black, and now we will just that's a bit strong. Let's put the hardness down, and then we will I'll just draw in basic flame shapes, and they will guide us through the process. So I could again just lasso this and stay within those black parts and just probably a good idea for that. Again, usually I don't do this. Usually I just draw this in, but I should do it properly. All right, so then let's see. How do we make a flame? The flame is darker on top, so let's make this a bit. Let's make this a bit bigger, and no, we do not want to change that. We do want a nice red for the outside and the top of the flames, right? Something like that. So, and then we want something yellow down here. And that's the reason why I make short strokes. Just no, that's not what I want. That's a bit big. Right, let's make this smaller, and then let's get a nice orangey color for the in-betweens. Something like that. So that's basic, the basic idea of how the fire should look. So now that's the close. So now let's give it some. Let's get rid of this so that I can actually paint down here. Let's give it some detail, some right, details. Yeah, that's the word. So I just shape this with this orange in between. Right. And then I use the blending tool. Make it not too big, make it not very hard, and then I'll take this and just grab the base and just following the general shape that I set in, and I blend the reds and the yellows to each other. Much effect? Nah, not so much, but okay. Oh well, doesn't matter too much. So then we want that yellow back, and I want a really bright yellow just for the edge where it would be hottest. Good. That's there could go a bit yellow, a bit more yellow around here. So what you also can do is like make this a bit more hardness, and then more hardness. Yeah, let's add some Funken, like bits of fire that were thrown up by the draft. These probably will not even show up on the screen in the later product. Yeah. But I like them. They add flavor. I know they're there, and that's what counts. So then, the bloomery, of course, spits out tons and tons and tons of slag. So how do we make that? I could just make this layer bigger, but I don't want to, so I'm going to, let's just take this, copy it, call it something appropriate, and then we move it to somewhere where we like it, where it's probably going to be, and then we will then make sure it is highlighted, take a big brush and erase all of the thing that was before. So now let's make a slab a keep. Let's just start with red, because why not? And just blocking in some colors. I try to emulate the lay of the land behind it, so I try to see to the angles of the land I created before. So for the thing, we want a very dark red color. It will show up mostly black, and now we need less hardness, less pressure. Yeah, that's better. That's a bit too violet in my opinion, but well, we'll see. So now let's just have that on the outset. And now I start filling this in, but not completely. I want this later on to have the illusion of cooling down slag. So I want some of the red bits to stick out, and I will put some uh, yellow and orange points inside it, or rather lines, just to indicate that more. Right, that's good for now. So now we go to complete black, make the brush smaller, and then we will start just making some black parts. I want the outlines to be black because of the cartoony look of the whole thing. I'm not very consistent with my style. There's, yeah, it's not much effort. This is much slower than I usually do them because I'm commentating and I'm also concentrating on saying what I want to do. Usually that a thumbnail is like 10 minutes to make for me now. In the beginning took me quite a bit longer, but you grow into it. And well, you know, because it's the same red, because it's not orange. Let's just take out hardness, and then we get the oranges just with it. So we just follow the general patterns of this of the red blobs. Just into center, we want some yellow, bit magma-like. I enjoy that. That's good. So this is screen size, which is 144p. So yeah, I think that looks suitable magma-like. Let's put in just a bright spot here, and just that's pretty much it. Just put some dots in here, right? Then let's see, what kind of a fox do we use? We have cooking fox, no. We have diving fox, no. We have basic fox. That fox, that has potential. It already has its arms high up, so I can put it like he's on fire running around, which wouldn't be too far from the truth. Yeah, that's smithing fox. Right. Yeah, let's use pickaxe fox, and again, same thing. Let's copy it and call it appropriately. Switch off the other one, and then let's put ourselves in here, and let's turn me around. We'll probably want this to have set to scaling. So let's get rid of the pickaxe. Again, easy, just get a razor. And then I should increase hardness and pressure and make this much more smaller, and then we will just do this, get it rid of the residues of the pickaxe. Right, so now we have the fox. The fox still has way too tiny legs, but oh well, this is a cartoon. So we need more fire. Let's get our fox on fire. This feels wrong, but Oh well, you have seen the episode. You know what happens. So let's put in some flames. Just some nice wavy reminders of heat and warmth and light. Flame in the dark. Yes, yes. That's good. Now, we basically do the same as last time, but I'll just freehand it. So let's get some red. We make this a bit bigger and this much more softer. Also make it smaller again. 10 is a good starting point. That's not soft enough. Also, that's not small enough. So let's just. Yes, there's a child whining outside. They see the fox burn. I wept as well. Which is not true. I just swore a lot. You've seen the episode by now. So let's get this done. Just follow the general lines. I will make because the fox is orange, I will not pull the red of the fire down completely. So there is some. Oh, come on! It's not the same color. That's what's the frigging word? Contrast. Yeah, right. It's the same word in English as it is in German. Great. Let's just pull it a bit inside here. So right. Then let's get the yellow that we had saved and set our fox on fire. Well, the fox did a good job of setting fire to himself. Anyway, so let's just follow a general flame pattern. We can make some more flames in the red region. That's where you can give the whole thing a bit more liveliness, a bit more details. So let's follow this. That will later on need a black line just to distinguish it. Let it stand out. Let's just put here this red black line will need to be redrawn. And let's do this. And just that's not the shape I wanted. That's the thing I like about digital painting, because there is Control Z, Steuerung Z, which just undoes all my mistakes. By the way, I'm drawing this with a mouse. I do not have a what's it called? Not a board. It's a tablet. I do not have an artist tablet. I had one for work, but now with COVID being so far over that we do classes in person again, I had to give it back. So no artist tablet for me. Also, I don't see the point of buying one just for the before making these thumbnails. Yeah, it's 2 times a year doing digital artistry. That's just not worth it. So let's make the brush tiny, give it again hardness and pressure, so I get a nice black line. Also, because orange and yellow are very similar. I should heighten the contrast by re-blacking this, and also the yellow and the white are very similar. That's a bit too much. So like that. Also, let's add this line, give it a bit of a twirl here. Redraw this line. Yeah, that's better. All right, now let's go for the orange brush to like something like 5. Here I'm using the keyboard, and also I need to reduce the pressure of it all. So let's just like with the other fire, we put the orange as a blending element between red and the yellow. So we have a bit of a flow of color, but not too much, because I want this fire to stand out a lot and to be very cartoony. And I forgot to add the black line in here, which we will do now. Get more hardness, more pressure. Size 1, yep. And with that, we have a burning fox, which is appropriate for what happens in the episode, I think. Let's also get this, yes, this color, and just add it down here and also up here. Again, those are details that in the thumbnail pretty much nobody will notice. But I think they're important. What else happens? Well, there's the death by the crew due to a telephone, but I'm not going to take that. And yeah, that's pretty much the thumbnail done. That just took half an hour with all the talking, mulling about. And now I could think about composition. Are there other things that are happening, like the enemies? So I could, I don't know, add a skeleton. And no, not that. Just add it somewhere in the background. Resize it, or just cut it so it fits with the layout of the land. Also, I think I will have this more on the beach. Yes, because I was trying to run into the water just to douse myself. Let's take the skeleton away. So let's put that on the side. Line up these again, so in a nice way. Great, so we have this. So now we can think about, do we want anything extra? I think let's have the boat still there, as long as we have it, before it is lost. So boat, not boot, boat. And what else? Let's have a quick gander at the episode, just skipping over what happens. I crush down a lot of slag, more slag, I have pollution, and I burn, I die. The first time I find out what tongs are, and I die again, and there's the demon core reference. I die the third time. Right. Let's just have tongs lying on the ground. So what do we have? Tongs are small, so let's take this brick, copy it, and say this is a Zange. It zangs things. No, Zange is just tongs in German. Let's clean it off, and then just black How do tongues look like? Something like this. So, is this big enough? No. So we will resize the thing. 50, let's make it 70. And yeah, like this. And we will just erase it again and try it new. No, not that big. Yeah, that's better size. Let's make it more tongue-like. And let's make it with the illusion of an angle that's laying. Right, so now we have the black thing, and then we want a darker gray. Just to have it in a darker gray, I'll try to leave the black underline, make it a bit less. So, yeah, more cartoony, and like this. And then we have the very light gray, and with the smallest brush, we'll just give it a lining, a highlight. And there we have the tongs. And now, question in my mind is, where does it look better? On the green or on the beach? I think it looks better on the beach, just putting it in there, and that's it. Then I think this is an episode where... Do I have fishes? Let's see. Again, I'm blind. Yeah, let's put it on the water. I should have some fish. Oh well. Because I want the fish to laugh at my... Alright, then let's take this, paste it, call it fish. And yeah, that's not a fish yet. That's a pile of copper ore, so we just erase this. Then this, and I should have the blue fish somewhere, but I will. It's not here, it's in one of the other things, and I'm too lazy to look at it. Let's make one of the big-eyed fish from... Not Aquatica, Subnautica. Right, so top fin, bottom fin, large back fin. Leave that out for the big, big, lovely eye. Also, it can look at us. And just filling this stuff in. Right. Then we take a darker blue for the bottom bit, just to have some shades, and from the back of the fin, and then we... Nope. Then we make a lighter blue for some highlights. And for the highlights, we increase the size and less pressure, because highlights... You have to be careful with highlights. Shades are... Can't put too many shades in, but highlights are finicky. So let's then make... right about this size, and then I'll just click in an eye. I should make this more like so. So we have a nice eye. And so where is my fox? It's over there. So we'll have him look like that. And we give him a derpy mouth. Right. So, and now we have the fish, the basic fish. We copy it, we paste it. We call it fish ufer, which means like what you call it, beach. And I want to have this color. And where's my beach fish? Let's switch off the right like this, and we want to push this fish down a layer. So I can't push it down the complete layer, so I just paint over it, and I don't like the composition of that, so we will put him down here. And also we need a bigger brush. 10's too big. Oh, that's good. Then less pressure and less thing, and we just try to get the angle right. That's definitely, I need to push that a bit more, and then we have it. We could, of course, just take this, make it a tiny bit darker. Again, something no one will notice, but now it looks like it's actually interacting with the fish underneath it. It doesn't, but it looks like it. So, neat little trick. So let's see, do we want to put in anything else? Yeah, I want some coal in there, because we used lots and lots of coal, so let's just have a pile of coal just laying strewn about. Do I want the saw? No. Copper, we don't want copper. Yeah, there's the fish. And no more coal, no. All the bricks we don't want. We don't want that. That's the pit fire. We don't want that either. We might want the anvil. Yeah, that fits thematically. Let's just put the anvil there. Also, I just realized that the anvil needs... Where is my emboss anvil? There it is. Let's copy and paste this. Call it the real thing. And we will remove... Yeah, I need to switch off this, or else I won't see if I remove the right thing. Yes, right. And then we can just take this base color, remove any mention of those things. Then we will take this in the brightest spot, make this much smaller, and then just do highlights on it. And then we add a hammer to it. So that hammer was a bit weirdly shaped, so we give it a bit weird shape, and it does have a wooden handle, which needs to be much darker than the underlying anvil, of course. So there we have it, hammer and anvil. So this is all very flat, so how do we change this? First, we take the smallest size. That we have less pressure and less hardness, and then we give it just the indication of a black outline, a bit more hardness. Give it, let's take size 2, let's give it an outline. That's size 1. Just to distinguish it. And right, then it needs highlights. So we just take this, and then I realize this should also get a line, and we take this, make it a bit lighter, and I think this needs a bit more outline, and all in all, just give the anvil a bit more outline so it fits in a general style. Yeah, I kind of forgot to give the anvil an outline last time. I'm not quite sure why. Due to laziness, probably. And that's why you don't just draw big lines, big long lines, because when you screw up at the end, you get the whole line to redraw, which is not good if you're lazy. So give these more thorough lines, right? So yeah, that fits much better. Amboss mit Hammer. Anvil with a hammer. So let's just... Now let's look at this. Make this smaller. Make this smaller. Right. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah. That'll be it. That's the long-winded way that I make thumbnails. I will save this as its own thumbnail file. You see, this is Thumbnail Island 16 for, well, we started with episode 16, so we will just save as, call it 17, and there we go. Now it's saved, and then we will export it, call it, of course, 17, and we export it, and there we go. That is it, and now OBS, I want this window gone, and I want this window to be this. Right. And as you can see, it's done. We got a thumbnail. So, 48 minutes. Yeah, I'm usually much faster without the talking. Usually I also have some podcast or music in the background, and I usually do more listening to my own episodes, or I make them immediately after making this. But after the 2 marathon sessions where I last time recorded many episodes at once, yeah, no, I need to rewatch what happens. Also, I probably need to rewatch what happens for a better description. All right, everyone, that's it. That's how the sausage gets made. See you for the next episode. Goodbye.